Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's me, Irvin, with another anime review for you guys. This is going to be on the Orbital Children, which is an anime that aired in Netflix about a month ago when it released. And I actually watched it completely in a week, but I forgot to actually do a review for it. So here I am doing my late review on it. It is only 6 episodes long, and a lot of it is fully just story and plot, which is really what I like about this anime, is that they could have done 12 episodes maybe and added maybe a few other side stories or stuff like that maybe would have taken away from the main story, and still left us with questions that we could, or they could eventually answer for us in OVAs if they wanted to, but at the same time given us enough information to be pleased with the story. So the story itself follows kids that were raised or born in the moon, are being raised down in space, being stuck with kids that came from Earth visiting their spaceship, and they essentially get stuck up in space because they get hit by a meteor, and they're not really sure what's going on, and it's basically a big mess, and they eventually end up going to a safe spot. And these kids, or at least one of them, Konoha, who was born in the moon, he's extremely smart, and they go through a lot of situations where he shows his skills of survival, and he does a very, very good job in basically keeping his cool. He does misses a lot in the social aspect of his life. So when he gets in the mixture with other characters like Chuya or Hiroshi and other characters that are there, I think Mina's another one, a main one. He kind of falls short there because he's very much not socially there. And again, he was born on the moon, has had really interaction other than another girl, and the whole mystery behind it is that these kids have implants that we're supposed to eventually destroy, and these implants end up actually being part of the entire plot. And he himself has been studying the implants, and there's AIs around them that essentially have what they call limiters, and these AIs are just robots. They're called 12. I think one that invented the chip behind them was called 7, who is not there anymore, but is resurrected in a different robot. It's a whole mess, but all these AIs essentially have limiters, and this is where it gets a little complicated when it comes to the plot, because they notice that some of them don't have all the limiters that they should, and if they don't have all the limiters they should, they start learning more than what they should know. And again, this is kind of sci-fi story when it comes to, you know, basically robotics. That's very common in these type of animes. Robots know too much, they start learning about feelings, or they learn about stuff that they shouldn't, and they end up essentially creating a big mess. Now, the huge mess here is that one of these robots, 7, gave a prophetic poem, and in the poem, essentially, he was telling the humanity that a third of humanity needs to be wiped out. They have to die in order for the Earth to actually be able to survive, because the resources are being taken away too quickly, and it's a mess. A third of humanity needs to die in order for the Earth to survive, and there is actually a organization in Earth of secret hackers who believe that this is true, and they need to do something about it. So part of the plot is that they actually are part of the whole meteor situation. Is their part that the meteor is going to hit the Earth because they want a third of the population to die. So they actually had hands into that. Another twist that ends up in the anime is that one of the characters that is in the ship is actually one of the hackers. I'm not going to say who it is, but they do end up being there, and that's very obvious from the get-go, because someone is messing up some of the things. So ends up being that the United Nations of that time decide that they want to attack the ship as well, because they just want to kill the person or destroy the person who is causing all this destruction. Eventually, the kids save the day, and the anime ends up with a good red ribbon around it. Essentially, us knowing there was an alternative way. I'm not going to say what it was, but there was an alternative way to save the Earth. And the poem itself was not giving you a direct correlation of this is how it should happen, but this is what needs to happen, and there's different possibilities of going into that direction. So yeah, it was actually a pretty good ending. I do like that they actually include a little bit of what happens to them even after the main plot of the story, so we see them kind of grow themselves, and it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. Out of 10, I'll give this one probably a 7 out of 10. My anime list has it at 7.03, which I think it's very much the rating that it should be receiving. It is only 6 episodes, so it's not too long. I think the first episode is a little bit longer, so technically 7 episodes, but I think most of you guys will enjoy it. It is very sci-fi oriented, so if you don't like sci-fi anime, then this might not be for you, but I myself enjoyed it, thought it was good to watch, so go check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching this. If you haven't done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing, and I'll see you guys next time on my next anime video. Like nothing else to say, don't be strangers. See you guys.